Hello, my friends. Welcome back to another slow and sleepy journey into the past. Before we begin, take a deep breath. Let your shoulders sink down into the bed or chair where you're listening. If you enjoy these historical bedtime rambles, you can always subscribe, but only if it feels right. Tonight, we're traveling to medieval Europe, to the ordinary lives of peasants, where surviving winter nights wasn't just about comfort, it was about survival. No glowing fireplaces in every room, no central heating, and certainly no microwavable hot packs. Just ingenuity, superstition, livestock, and a lot of mud walls. So let's get comfortable, close our eyes, and slip into a world where every frost was a test of endurance, and warmth was as precious as bread. Imagine stepping into a peasant's hut, made of wattle and daub, woven sticks plastered with mud and straw, drafty, uneven, and usually shared with your entire family. Walls sometimes leaked cold air, but the clay helped trap just enough heat to matter. The floor? Packed earth, scattered with rushes or straw. Each winter, fresh straw was added, not just for cleanliness, but for insulation. After a few weeks, though, it smelled less like fresh hay and more like the barnyard itself. But in winter, nobody cared. Warmth mattered more than fragrance. Beds were sacks filled with straw or reeds. Peasants called them palliaces. At first, they were springy and almost soft. After a few months, they grew flat, poky, and full of little critters. But even this scratchy straw mattress was protection from the frozen ground. Some families slept 4 or 5 to a bed, pressed together like nesting birds, children tucked between parents, grandparents near the wall, everyone sharing body heat. A sore back was a small price to pay for waking up with warm blood still moving through your toes. One of the best medieval heating systems came with 4 legs. Cows, sheep, pigs, even chickens often shared the same living space as the family. It wasn't glamorous. The smells were earthy, the sounds constant, but a cow produces as much warmth as a small space heater, and a pig can radiate like a living furnace. In fact, some medieval laws even required peasants to bring livestock indoors during extreme cold because it protected both animals and humans from freezing. So picture it, drifting to sleep with the rhythmic snorts of a cow and the occasional cluck of a restless chicken, cozy in its own fragrant way. The fireplace, or more often, just a smoky hearth in the center of the hut, was the lifeline of winter. It cooked food, boiled water, dried damp clothes, and warmed the night air. Chimneys were rare in peasant homes. Smoke simply drifted up through a hole in the thatched roof. The result? Your eyes watered constantly and your hair smelled of wood smoke. But smoke also preserved the thatch, kept insects away, and even helped cure hanging meat. So, while wealthier homes flaunted roaring fireplaces, peasants lived with smoky rooms that doubled as both kitchen and bedroom. Peasants used clever tricks to fight the cold. Some placed heated stones near their beds, wrapped in cloth to release warmth slowly through the night. Others filled pottery jugs with hot water, creating the medieval version of a hot water bottle. And believe it or not, some used sheep's fat as a kind of crude insulation. They smeared it into cracks in walls, or even rubbed it on exposed skin. Greasy? Yes. Effective? Surprisingly so. Medieval sleep wasn't like ours. Many peasants practiced what historians call segmented sleep. They'd drift off after dusk, wake around midnight, and spend an hour or two in prayer, quiet work, or hushed conversation before settling in for a second sleep until dawn. During those midnight hours, families whispered stories, tended embers, or prayed together. The night was long, but not empty. Cold nights were also filled with superstition. A creak in the rafters might be blamed on restless spirits. Sudden chills were said to be the touch of wandering souls. To ward them off, people hung herbs like rosemary or carried charms made of iron. Children were told to stay beneath blankets, not only for warmth, but to avoid attracting night spirits. Fear and comfort mingled beneath every rough woolen cover. And yet, every morning, life began again. Fires were stoked, animals fed, bread baked. Cold nights faded into routine, into resilience, into another day survived. For medieval peasants, warmth wasn't just about comfort, it was proof of endurance. Proof that through ingenuity, community, and stubborn hope, ordinary people could outlast the bitterest winters. So tonight, as you drift towards sleep, imagine the glow of a smoky hearth, the soft rustle of straw, the muffled warmth of bodies close together, and the quiet hum of animals nearby. Let your breathing slow. Let your body feel heavy and safe. You are wrapped in warmth, just as they once were, finding comfort